Good, happy Friday morning, January 31st, 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Friday morning, so let's begin. First up, procession, candlelight vigil held for fallen police officer. Thein killed in the line of duty in Virginia. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Jennifer Crompton.
Shop Cardi's Furniture and Mattress. With a minimum purchase, get a free Fitbit, AirPods, Ninja Air Fry Grill, a 50-inch smart TV, or no interest financing till February 2023. Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses. Sweaters? No free sweaters. Standing side by side on a cold night, Alvern High School, Hudson Police, and Newport News, Virginia Police are together in mourning the loss of one of their own. Katie Thein was a mother, police officer, Navy veteran, and a hero to so many.
I know that on January 23rd, 2020, your watch ended. However, I know you, and I know that on that day, it just means that your watch started in heaven.
A crowd turned out tonight for a candlelight vigil in honor of the 2013 Alvern High graduate who was killed last week during a traffic stop in Virginia, where she had worked for just a year.
It doesn't matter what uniform we wear, what state we are from, what badge we wear. We are a law enforcement family.
An emotional night for Hudson's police chief and Officer Meyer, who was Katie's partner on the force in Newport News.
The community down in Newport News and the local jurisdictions around us, and just the outpouring of love up here in New Hampshire and in Lowell has just been incredible.
She leaves behind her 2-year-old daughter Reagan, her family and friends, and communities that will never forget her.
She had a smile, she had a spirit, she had a kindness, and she did good for other people every minute of the day. We were proud of her, still are.
A wake will be held tomorrow at Immaculate Conception Church in Lowell, Massachusetts. Her funeral will be Saturday with full military and police honors. Reporting live in Hudson, Mike Cronin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Body of Hudson Airman killed in crash in Afghanistan returning to U.S. Ryan Phaneuf graduated from Thein High School. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Jessica Moran.
Shop Cardi's Furniture and Mattress. With a minimum purchase, get a free Fitbit, AirPods, Ninja Air Fry Grill, a 50-inch smart TV, or no interest financing till February 2023. Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses. Sweaters? No free sweaters.
Captain Ryan Phaneuf is back in the United States. The Air Force captain and Hudson, New Hampshire native's body was transferred to Dover Air Force Base in Delaware this evening. Captain Phaneuf died along with another pilot when their plane went down Monday in Afghanistan. The Alvern High School alum clearly made an impact on those he left behind.
After he had raised his right hand and was commissioned as a lieutenant, the smile on his face, I'm going to remember that my whole life.
Retired Colonel Kevin Grady commissioned Captain Phaneuf into the Air Force after he graduated from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Prior to that, he was Captain Phaneuf's junior ROTC commander at Alvern High, where the 2007 graduate helped shape the program.
A lot of the things that the program does today were sort of started under his watch. A lot of the community service things that the program does really had their origins with Ryan.
Captain Phaneuf wrote about his dream of becoming an Air Force pilot in his yearbook. Retired Colonel Grady remembers his love of flying and his quiet leadership that remained even after he left school.
he really did have a very unique leadership style that was copied by a lot of people after him.
And BAE Systems announced today Captain Phaneuf worked as an intern there and is the son of 2 current employees. In a statement, the company says they grieve with his friends and family. In studio, Jessica Marin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Nashua police investigate reported stabbing near City Hall. Small area kicked off at Nashua Transit Center. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Gene Mackin.
Bernie Sanders is on our side and always has been, fighting to protect a woman's right to choose.
We do begin with breaking news tonight. Nashua police investigating a reported stabbing near City Hall.
WMUR's Gene Mackin joins us live now with what we're learning at this hour. Gene.
Nashua police responded to the report of a person stabbed right here outside City Hall. This is the Nashua Transit Center. It is a bus station where transportation runs for the city. Now, initial reports suggest a person was found stabbed in this area and was conscious when taken to the hospital. That person's name and condition have not been released at this hour. Now, we found police patrolling a few areas of downtown Nashua tonight, both outside the bus station and on Main Street. There is no word of any arrest at this hour, and we are waiting for confirmation from the police on exactly what happened here and the condition of the person reportedly stabbed outside City Hall here in Nashua. Live in Nashua tonight, Gene Mackin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Patrick launches New Hampshire tour as other candidates focus on Iowa. Former Massachusetts governor plans 6-day bus tour. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Kristen Carosa.
Bernie Sanders is on our side and always has been, fighting to protect a woman's right to choose.
Democratic presidential candidate Deval Patrick started his day in Manchester, where he laid eyes on his tour bus for the first time.
We are launching a 6-day tour all around New Hampshire, 1,000 miles, 20 different events, 5 campuses will be on.
The former Massachusetts governor is focused on the Granite State as the primary approaches.
I respect the fact that many other candidates, most other candidates, have spent months, in some cases years, millions of dollars in their supporters, and they've been organizing, but most people are still undecided.
Patrick plans to spend a little more than a week in the Granite State while other candidates are in Iowa.
I respect Iowa. I respect that the caucus there is unusual. It takes a very granular kind of attention, which is simply just hard to build starting in November.
One of Patrick's first stops today was in Greenland to speak with Rotarians at the Portsmouth Country Club. Then it was off to Londonderry, where Stonyfield Farm opened their doors to the former governor for a town hall event.
I just want to hear what he has to say. I haven't heard him talk yet. I've seen 22 other candidates.
Many came to listen, while others came to bring up issues like the rising cost of prescription drugs.
And hopefully to have them focus and have it become a primary concern for them. So whoever is elected will be carrying that forward.
Something Patrick says he wants to hear about as his campaigning continues.
This is an enormously important state to our campaign and to our cause.
In Londonderry, Kristen Carosa, WMUR News 9.
Okay, there you go on that video and that report. 20 years later, Bill Bradley campaigns again in New Hampshire, this time for Joe Biden. 2,000 Democrat presidential candidates lost close leadoff primary to Gore, but says he loved state. Take a photo of former Senator Bill Bradley. This is him in this photo here. It's been 20 years since former New Jersey Senator Bill Bradley campaigned in New Hampshire for the Democrat presidential nomination as an insurgent challenger to then Vice President Al Gore. Bradley was back in the Granite State Thursday, knocking on doors in Manchester, working the phones in Keene, this time for his longtime friend and former Senate colleague, former Vice President Joe Biden. Bradley endorsed Biden last week. Shaheen Hassan asked questions of House impeachment managers at trial. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Shop Ashley Home Store Seabrook for the most comfortable sleep sets from Ashley Chime, Tempur-Pedic, Beauty Rest, and our exclusive Neuropedic Lift. Ashley Home Store Seabrook, Route 1, minutes off 95's Exit 1 on Lafayette Road, adjacent to Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses.
And both of New Hampshire's Democratic senators posed questions to House managers. They asked about executive privilege and if a president can be impeached if he did not commit a crime.
Does this reasoning imply that if the president does not violate a criminal statute, he could not be impeached for abuses of power?
The simple answer is that a president can be impeached without a statutory crime being committed.
Did Acting Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney waive executive privilege in his October 17 press conference in which he stated that there was, quote, political influence, end quote, in the Trump administration's decision to withhold aid to Ukraine?
Mick Mulvaney has absolutely waived executive privilege. He has never asserted executive privilege.
Now, the Senate meets again this afternoon to wrap up questions from lawmakers. We will have live coverage starting at 1 o'clock here on WMUR on our website and mobile app as well.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. U.S. features 0.2 mixed open. U.S. stock index features were mixed Friday morning. The presidential race for 2020 draws near. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Race for 2020, just 4 days now until the Iowa caucus. It's hard to believe, and polls tonight showing Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders in a close race, with Pete Buttigieg and Elizabeth Warren joining them near the top. Eva Pilgrim from Iowa tonight, where it's clear the candidates sense that this is close.
Just 4 days until the Iowa caucus, and tonight Joe Biden is making the case that he is the man to beat Donald Trump.
Doesn't matter if a president has no moral compass. Doesn't matter if a president believes he or she is above the law. Donald Trump has proved he believes the answer to each and every one of these questions is no.
Biden facing Republican fire at the impeachment trial today, taking on the president hours before the president touched down for a rally in Des Moines.
I know you probably heard Donald Trump is coming to Iowa. I never saw another party have so much interest in a Democratic caucus.
Several recent polls show it could be a dead heat between Biden and Bernie Sanders. Sanders is now the target of a new ad from a pro-Israel Democratic group challenging his electability and his health.
I do have some concerns about Bernie Sanders' health, considering the fact that he did have a heart attack.
Sanders firing back on Twitter, arguing the ad is a sign the Democratic establishment is getting nervous.
The big money interests can run all the negative ads they want, but it's not going to work.
Tonight, several Democratic candidates remain trapped in Washington for the impeachment. Senator Elizabeth Warren asked when she is going to Iowa.
Ask Mitch McConnell.
But on the ground in a tight race, Biden acknowledges one thing, even if he doesn't win the nomination himself.
Do you think Bernie Sanders can beat Donald Trump?
Oh, I think anybody can beat Donald Trump.
All right, Eva Pilgrim with us live tonight from Iowa. She's at President Trump's rally. The president clearly knowing full well the timing there, just days before the caucus, Eva. And on the Democratic side, as you reported there, the polling is very close, still a very fluid race.
That's right, David. A lot of the voters that we talked to say they still haven't made up their mind. Biden and Sanders are leading the pack, but Warren and Buttigieg are right behind them. Buttigieg today going directly at his rivals. And the president, as you can see, making a statement of his own with this large rally here in Des Moines tonight. David?
Here we go. Eva Pilgrim tonight. Eva, thank you.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all enjoyed watching, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.